My family loves camping, and a couple of years ago we went to Longhorn State Caverns, which is in central Texas. It was formed by a river that rushed underground and formed the caverns. And a little while into the tour guide stopped us and he said he was going to turn all the lights off. We're quite a far distance underground. There was no natural light, and he wanted to show us just how deep and dark the caverns were. It was such a strange feeling to know that my family was right there next to me. The beautiful formations inside the cavern were there. There were little tiny brown bats hanging from the ceiling everywhere, but all things I could no longer see. I just remember being so overwhelmed by the darkness of feeling so closed in. And then a little while later, he turned a very small light on in the room, and he was trying to show us what the men who cleared the cavern out, the light they used to do that. They were used to being in the dark and they couldn't handle a lot of light. And even though I wasn't used to being in the dark, that very tiny light in that darkness was still pretty bright. And it reminded me John 1:5 that says the light shines in the darkness, but the darkness cannot overcome it. It's such a simple truth. Darkness can't ever overcome the light, but also a very profound truth that when we know Jesus, his light can never be overcome by the darkness. I've clung to this scripture many times throughout the years in the times of darkness in my own life where I just felt overcome by fear or anxiety, the heaviness of darkness. And it's just been such a blessing to me, such a comfort to know that the darkness never wins. The light always pushes it away. In John 8, Jesus says that he is the light of the world. He's the light of life. And that's just such a comfort to know that he wins. He wins every time. Matthew 5, he says that we are the light of the world. We're a city set upon a hill. That as believers, our job is to be a beacon of hope for him, to point back to Christ in everything that we do. Our love for others, our joy in the Lord, our peace, our patience, they're a light in a dark world where darkness feels heavy and sometimes scary. Those things that we have in us are a light for others, a light that points back to Christ. So just remember that the light shines in the darkness and the darkness cannot overcome it.